Good evening.
I'd like to thank you all for being here. Sincere gratitude to AISS, Sheriff Ash. The warm smiles and professionalism is received and appreciated by every person that enters the building. I'd like to express serious love towards my brothers here in Fit and to their loved ones who are present tonight. I am only as strong as my support system, my family, my wife, the children, my parents, my brothers in Fit. You all make my progress possible. Michael Kyles, I learned more from you than you're capable of teaching. You do it without trying or attempting to do so. Your tone, your patience, the learned ability to admit wrong, and the never-ending desire to protect those in our community who lack a proper defense. If it's true that no one in life deserves anything, the same shall be said for a pat on the back or acknowledgement for a person that does the next right thing. Michael, you are foreign to praise, awards, accolades, but you hand them out as you should. A decent and righteous person is the only one capable of correctly complimenting another. Mr. Kyle, your words are valued and your heart is felt. Thank you for caring. There's a song out, I believe it's Jay-Z and Jeezy, and the song is saying, man, I've seen it all. Well, in roughly over 20 weeks, I've seen it all. Mr. Kyle's facilitating class. Mr. Kyle's feeding the class. Mr. Kyle's providing transportation. Mr. Kyle's goes to court over and over again. Michael shows up at soccer practice, meeting the children of his sons here at Fit. An endless amount of house visits and phone calls, and I could go on and on. I've witnessed transformation after dramatic change. I witnessed a father bringing in his son to class and defying stacked odds, and I say, man, I've seen it all. Mr. Kyle's a responsible mentor who is accountable with a flawless character as well as integrity to match. And you know what? Truth be told, Michael has come a long way himself. He still struggles, and he shares with us true accounts of his adversity. But man, I've seen it all. He has a pulse. He's real. And my brothers are a reflection of him. No, he is a reflection of us. I want to share something with you all, but we have so little time. Not tonight. I'm referring to the state or condition of our community. The clock is ticking. Our young girls grow to be older girls who are introduced as women. So many with abandoned children, single and settling for the trifling, pants hanging down, disrespectful boys who emphatically introduce themselves as grown men. The common denominator is the lack of present fathers in the home of these children. Communication brings about understanding. I first had to talk to myself in order to begin to figure out my internal puzzle. I must begin with the definition of father, a man in relation to his child or children. As a father, I must first know the definition of the word. Then, if there are some big words in that definition, I must define those as well. The definition of man: fortify the spirits or courage, work at or defend. The definition of relation: the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or in this case, people are connected. A thing's effect on or relevance to another. A term in the rooms of AANA is sick and suffering. I am just that. Every day I identify and work towards progress, not perfection. So many of my brothers and sisters are sick and suffering. But what I hear is, I'm good. I don't care. Often followed by, worry about yourself. What is more difficult, admitting my flaws to another or admitting those same flaws to myself? If I say I'm good, then surely my child will grow to proclaim, Dad, I'm perfect. I leave you all with this. I shared a cell with a troubled young person. He, a father, spoke of a beautiful young daughter. His plans were so detailed with very little history to lay credence to his fictitious allegations, or facts to support his intentions. If these words are a bit confusing, so was his next move. He left me and transferred to a minimum security facility, a transitional institution designed to help with the reintegration process. the taxpayers' dollars spent to combat the rate of recidivism. This wayward soul was set on a calculated path to abandon his daughter, burden the taxpayers, and create countless victims. In a span of minutes, his father shot 4 fathers, killing 1. This homegrown Springfield product chose. He made decisions and choices with disastrous consequences. Sheldon Innocent was a father. He was killed by Tommy Kirkland, another father. The second victim, a father, was shot 11 times at that same location. Outside, 2 police officers, 2 fathers, were also shot. Who is responsible? Who is to blame? Of course, Mr. Kirkland pulled the trigger, but who else was involved? And maybe more disturbing, who else wasn't? Every father is responsible for their own actions, as well as the development, nurturing, and protecting of their children. Every father has an ongoing commitment to our community, to the children who are defenseless. Make no mistake about it, a child has no larceny in their heart, no ill will or malicious intent to harm. When the wounded police officers defended themselves, they had no choice but to riddle the body of Mr. Kirkland with hot lead, only to find out that within inches of his wounded body sat a baby in a car seat, brought along for the ride by a girl introducing as a woman, posing as a man. When the negative appears, a person need look no further than the father, for he is often the problem and the solver, the solution, and sadly, quite often, the cancer. Every father has the potential to define himself, to have another, a decent person such as Mr. Kyles, speak of the character and development. Research, statistics, facts show and prove that when the father is present, the child will grow to be a positive and contributing member of society. Fathers affect and alter statistics in a major way through the ripple effects of our decisions, choices, actions, and behaviors. Mark Twain said the 2 most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Let us stand up, fathers, and embrace our purpose in life. Thank you.